I never meant for him to hear it. It was one of those careless, half-drunken moments when humor turns cruel before you realize it. The wine softened my judgment, sharpened my tongue, and by the time the words escaped, there was no way to take them back. Evan had gone upstairs for a work call. I was in the living room with his best friend, Dylan, flipping through old vacation photos on the TV. We were laughing, the easy kind of laughter that comes from years of friendship. There was never anything between Dylan and me. Not really. Just comfort, the kind that forms over too many summers, barbecues, and late-night talks. Then I said it. I don't even know why. Maybe he teased me for being bossy, maybe I wanted to sound witty. But I smiled and said, "Oh, please. Dylan knows my body better than I do." It was supposed to be a joke, a stupid line about how often he'd seen me trip, bruise, or sprain an ankle on those hikes. But as soon as it left my mouth, the air thickened. Dylan's laughter stopped. His eyes flicked past me, toward the stairs. And then I heard Evan's voice. "Really?" I froze. He stood at the landing, phone still in hand, face unreadable. Dylan muttered something about needing air and slipped out before I could speak. Evan didn't yell. He didn't even look angry. That was worse. He just watched me, quiet, calculating, as if replaying every moment we'd ever shared. I rushed to explain. It was a joke. You misunderstood. But the look in his eyes wasn't confusion, it was realization. You think that's funny? You think that's something a wife should say about her husband's best friend? His tone was calm, too calm. I reached for him, he stepped back. The space between us felt wider than miles. He didn't sleep in our bed that night. I heard him pacing downstairs, opening drawers, maybe scrolling through old photos, searching for proof of a betrayal that didn't exist. By morning, he was gone. A note on the counter, "We'll talk later." The house felt empty, almost aware of what I'd done. When Dylan texted, "You okay?" I didn't reply. What could I say? That a careless joke had sounded too much like the truth. Because maybe, deep down, it wasn't completely false. Evan and I had been drifting apart for months. Late nights, missed anniversaries, unspoken resentment. Dylan had been the one who noticed things Evan didn't. He saw me. Heard me. Maybe that's why the joke slipped out, because some part of me wanted Evan to hurt. 2 days later, Evan came home. No warning, just the sound of his key turning. I froze at the kitchen table, pretending to read emails. He walked in, dropped his bag, opened the fridge, grabbed a bottle of water, routine, but distant. "Where's Dylan?" he asked. "He hasn't been here," I said quietly. "Good," he replied. I told him not to come around anymore. No shouting. Just control, clean and deliberate. "I didn't cheat," I whispered. He looked down. "You didn't have to. The way you said it was enough." The words hit harder than any anger could. Because he was right. I had thought about it, not doing it, but wondering. Comparing. He looked exhausted, eyes rimmed red. "You know what hurts," he said softly. When you said it, I believed it. For a moment, I thought of course she did. He walked upstairs. Half his closet was empty by the time I followed. "You're leaving?" He didn't turn around. "I don't know. I just can't stay." I wanted to beg, to rewind, to fix it, but my voice failed. All I managed was, "I miss you." He paused, halfway zipping his suitcase. "Then maybe you should have said that to me," he murmured, instead of to him. He left that night. Days turned to weeks. Dylan moved away. Evan didn't block me, but he didn't reach out either. We were married on paper, strangers in practice. Then one morning, a package arrived. Inside, a framed photo of the three of us at the lake, laughing, soaked, carefree. On the back, his handwriting. Every joke has a little truth in it. That's what makes it both funny and dangerous. It took hours for the meaning to sink in. He wasn't just talking about the joke. He was talking about everything we'd stopped saying. That night, I wrote him a letter not to ask for forgiveness, but to tell the truth. That the joke wasn't about Dylan. It was about me. About feeling unseen. Unwanted. About needing to be noticed, even for the wrong reason. I never sent it. I folded it and slipped it behind that photo frame, leaving it at his door. Weeks later, I got a text from an unknown number, a photo of that same picture. Below it, his words, "Got your letter. I believe you. I'm not ready yet, but I believe you." It wasn't forgiveness. But it was something. And maybe that was enough to believe that not every mistake destroys everything. Some just lead you back to the truth you were too afraid to face.